Introducing the OnePlus 8T.
Do you know how many times per day an average user pick up their phone?
I don't know, maybe 25 or 30?
Not really. More than 80 times per day.
80, wow.
Yeah. Whatever you hold more than 80 times per day in your hand, then it must be very comfortable when you hold it every time.
And it must be really lightweight too. We got the OnePlus 8T down to 188 grams, which is pretty impressive considering everything that's inside this phone.
Yeah, exactly. So weight is one of the most important factors that gives you a better feeling in your hand. But we're not just trying to minimize the weight. What we're trying to do is to find a sort of right balance between hardware performance, less burdensome weight.
And also the texture and the grip is really important.
Yeah, right. The difference between the first prototype and the last one was only 0.6 millimeter. Now it is 8.4 millimeter thick. And Pete was very happy with that. And it's because he believed that this kind of tiny difference can make a huge improvement, especially when it's in your hand.
And the colors of the 8T are really something else as well. So this time we have two options, aquamarine green and the lunar silver that you're holding.
Yes, right.
We all know that phones are not just phones. They're not just for talking. They're for gaming, watching videos, messaging, reading, and 1,000 other things. And all that happens through the display. So more than anything else, it's the display that makes or breaks your experience. So this time around with the OnePlus 8T, we went with what we feel is the industry's best 120 Hz flat display. Just check out these stats. 120 Hz refresh rate, 240 Hz sampling rate, peak brightness of 1100 nits, HDR10 Plus certification, SGS certification. These are things that people loved in the OnePlus 8 Pro. So we figured, why not bring them to the OnePlus 8T as well? So how does the OnePlus 8T perform? Well, the specs here are just the beginning. Snapdragon 865, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage, dual stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos, USB 3.1 for faster data transfer, and the same upgraded haptic engine as the OnePlus 8 series. So in the OnePlus 8T, we redesigned the heat dissipation system using large areas of copper foil, graphite, and most importantly, a super efficient vapor chamber that is 285% larger than before. All this means that the OnePlus 8T has the best thermal performance in any OnePlus phone. We're working with game developers and our community to raise the industry standards and create next-level gaming on a smartphone. This started with our launch of Gaming Mode and later Fanatic Mode, which minimizes background activity and blocks notifications and calls to help you stay focused while gaming. And following our recent Open Ears Forum in Seattle earlier this year, based on some great community feedback, we've added a new toolbox in GameSpace that enables users to quickly toggle on and off certain features like the screen recorder while gaming. It even lets you quickly message your friends through WhatsApp so you can game together. Now, whether you're deep into a game of Fortnite or watching videos on Netflix, the last thing you want to do is stop to charge your battery. The OnePlus 8T's got you covered. It has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, which is bigger than the OnePlus 8. And even with the snappier 120 Hz display, the OnePlus 8T will get you through the day with ease. And with the OnePlus 8T, we're taking our fast charging technology to a totally new level by more than doubling the speed of Warp Charge 30T to give you an ultra-fast charging experience. Say hello to Warp Charge 65, the fastest fast charging ever in a OnePlus device. Warp Charge 65 lets you charge the OnePlus 8T almost 60% in a quarter of an hour. That's a full day's power in just 15 minutes. You can see for yourself, the charging speed of the OnePlus 8T is on a level all its own. The OnePlus 8T has a 4-camera system with a 48 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization, a 16 megapixel ultra-wide, and dedicated macro and monochrome lenses. 4 lenses powered by our advanced video and photography software, and outfitted with automatic nightscape mode, video nightscape, video portrait focus, video tracking, and much more. We're partnering with Snapchat and Bitmoji to launch Bitmoji AOD for OxygenOS 11. Now, the thinking behind this partnership comes down to 2 things. First, people love to personalize their smartphones to show their individuality. And second, people are really conscious of privacy, especially where they show their personal data. So this is where digital avatars come in. They balance that personalization and privacy.
So once you create your avatar, the Bitmoji AOD will adapt to different scenarios to match what you are doing right now. And that, for example, if you are listening to music, then Bitmoji will too. Or if you play a game, then your Bitmoji will too. And if you go out when it's raining, then Bitmoji will know it's raining now. And it adapts to the time of the day and the weather based on your location and the activities.
OxygenOS 11 is the next step in our unending journey to give users the fastest and smoothest Android experience possible. OnePlus is proud to consistently be among the first companies to bring the newest versions of Android to our users. In fact, the OnePlus 8T is the first global smartphone not manufactured by Google to launch with Android 11 out of the box. Yeah, so let's talk about one of the most significant new features of OxygenOS 11, always on display. Now, a lot of companies offer AOD, but we took our time bringing it to our users so we could offer them even more. So we offer 11 clock faces and the typical information like weather, calendar, notifications, but we've also got some really interesting AOD options to let people customize their experience. So Brian, tell us about the first one.
Sure. This one is called Insight AOD, and we created this with the student from the Parsons School of Design in New York. And the Insight AOD literally tells you how much you're using your phone.
Yeah.
So this feature basically translates the time into this color bar, and every time you unlock the phone, it makes the mark on this bar. So longer you use the phone, the more of these marks you see here. And then you may consider using your phone last to focus on something more important if there are many marks on this bar.
Brian, tell us about the next one, Canvas AOD.
Sure. Canvas AOD. This cool feature always reminds me sort of comic books.
Yeah.
So like you see, it turns a photo of someone special in your life, in this case it's me, into the artistic sketch. And if you unlock the phone, see, this sketch will morph into the real picture.
OnePlus is excited to have partnered with an amazing company out of Australia called Foria, a team dedicated to taking immersive AR experiences to the next level. Foria are the creators of Rewild, an award-winning AR nature series based on one of my personal favorite Netflix series, Our Planet, narrated by the legendary Sir David Attenborough. Rewild launched internationally last April in partnership with WWF, transforming physical museums into AR biomes, where visitors can work together to virtually reverse the loss of nature. It's a really powerful experience in a physical setting like a museum, with visitors interacting with each other. But with many museums closed in recent months, Foria and OnePlus have been working together with Google and Netflix to bring the Rewild experience into living rooms around the world through immersive AR storytelling. Rewild is available as an app for smartphones everywhere, but OnePlus and Foria have teamed up to deliver an even better AR experience on OnePlus devices from the OnePlus 7 and up. We've created a special mode called Oxygen Mode, which effectively doubles the resolution to ultra high definition while running 4K AR content and millions of polygons around you, which means you could even have a very realistic polar bear walking right next to you, right there in your living room. Before we wrap up, we got a couple more things that can make your OnePlus 8T experience even better. The first one is our newest true wireless headphones, the OnePlus Buds Z. With a more ergonomic design and interchangeable silicone tips that come in the box, you can get a nice tight seal to block out external noise, giving you great sound with powerful bass. They weigh just 4.35 grams, so even if you're wearing them for extended periods of time, they'll be very comfortable. And with an IP55 rating for water and dust resistance, some of the best protection for any true wireless headphones on the market, you can use them pretty much anywhere, anytime, from the most intense home workouts to socially distanced jogging or any other safe outdoor activities. And finally, what you've all been waiting for, the price of the all-new OnePlus 8T. In Europe, we have 2 versions of the OnePlus 8T. You'll be able to get your hands on the 8 plus 128 gigabyte version for 599 euros, while the 12 plus 256 gigabyte version will be 699 euros. They'll be available starting October 20th. And in North America, we're bringing you the most powerful 12 plus 256 gigabyte version for $749, starting from October 23rd. So there you go, the OnePlus 8T, with flagship specs across the board, just like you'd expect from us, but fit within a slim, lightweight body that always keeps us cool and charges so fast it'll never slow you down.